I used to think that by toggling each and every button in the camera settings and by putting all the settings to the maximum will help me to get the best video output on my iPhone. But after spending enormous time in this field of content creation, I realized I was wrong. There are certain things that are best suited when combined with each other to get the best video output on your iPhone while keeping in mind about the storage of your device as well. So let's talk about such settings in this video. The very first thing, not actually setting, but the very first thing that you need to change is your lens. If you are one of those who are recording videos using the front camera so that you can look at yourself to frame better shots, just stop doing that. Just stop doing that. Trust me on this. Instead, what you can do is use the rear camera of your device to get much better footage on your iPhone. To avoid framing issues in your shots, you can use your Apple Watch as your viewfinder. Just open the camera app on your watch, attach it to the back of your iPhone, or maybe not. Just wear it and adjust your position accordingly. You can also place a mirror just behind your iPhone so that you can easily see what you are recording. Next thing that you can do is take care of resolution that you're shooting in. iPhone 8 and later models are capable of shooting videos in 4K, 30fps, 24fps and 60fps. If sharper videos are your priority and you don't care about file size, just go ahead and switch to 4K. But when it comes to frame rate, see, it depends upon your use. Higher frame rate means smoother motion. So this means that 60fps is better if you want those buttery smooth videos or if you're planning to slow down the footage later in editing software. So does this mean that you should always shoot in 4K 60fps? Absolutely not. See, 60fps requires more light than 4K 30 or 4K 24fps. And it will result in slightly darkened footage. So use it only if you have a good source of lighting. And if you're shooting videos for the purpose of uploading it on Instagram, then I hate to break it to you, but Instagram doesn't support 4K at all. So it is always recommended to shoot and export the footage in 1080p if you're shooting videos to upload it on social media like Instagram. And by the way, if you're creating reels and content on Instagram, just tag me at iGeeksblog and let me be one of your viewers. Let me see what you've been up to these days. This next tip will definitely help you out to shoot better videos. See, while you're shooting a video, taking care of gridlines is a must. I know, this might look like a useless feature, but just trust me on this. The idea is very simple. While recording a video, if the subject is positioned somewhere at the intersection of two grid lines, by the way, this intersection is called power points, not the software, the footage will definitely look more eye-pleasing and balanced to you. That's just human tendency, and which is why you should definitely follow this trick. This next trick is only for 13 Pro Max users. No, not even 13 users, only Pro Max. Some users might not be aware that their iPhones have a macro lens built inside of it. And normally, if a person has to shoot a close-up shot, he would normally zoom in to get closer. But Apple said, nope, ain't happening. Instead, the extreme close-up shots are not taken on the zoom lens, but on the ultra-wide lens. Let me show you how. Whenever you'll go close to an object and you notice that the subject in foreground is now getting blurry, just switch to the ultra-wide lens and refocus on the subject. And notice how close this thing will let you go to your subject. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. Do you remember the news of doctor using the 13 Pro Max camera for patient's eye checkup? Yeah, we're basically using that same technique. Next step is cinematic mode. We all know that cinematic mode on iPhone is damn good. But does it mean that you'll use it everywhere? No. See, it depends on the shot that I'm taking. Firstly, it shoots only in 1080p resolution. And also, it struggles a lot to detect edges properly, resulting in slightly unprofessional footage. See, if you're using this footage for maybe YouTube or something casual, then that's okay. But if you're shooting for some important project or some professional work, then it is recommended to record in standard video mode. See, don't get me wrong, cinematic mode is not half bad. In fact, Apple is still polishing cinematic mode with each update. But at the same point, I also feel that there's a long way to go. Last tip of this video is not one major thing, but rather few small things. So I'll try to wrap them up in next 30 seconds. See, the way you hold your phone while recording or put it on a tripod matters. If you're shooting video for reel or YouTube shorts, then you'd want to put it in portrait mode. But if you're shooting YouTube video or any interview or maybe some short film, then you'd want to put it in landscape mode. Next thing to do is taking care of exposure of your footage by tapping and dragging the slider for exposure and taking control of focus by long pressing on the subject. Make sure that you clean the lens using the microfiber cloth before you begin recording. And lastly, if you think that the default camera on your iPhone is limiting your capabilities, then feel free to switch to third-party camera apps that are best suited to you. Just by using apps such as Filmic Pro, you'll get access to almost all the flexibility that you can get on a DSLR camera, and overall it's just worth it. So don't forget to use these tricks to record better videos on your iPhone, and make sure that you tag us on Instagram or maybe even on YouTube if you're a YouTube creator. And let me know in the comment sections down below which one is your favorite trick so far. If you like to stay updated with everything Apple, then make sure you download the iGeeks blog app from the App Store. And this is me here signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.